Eyes of Wakanda was surprise announced back in 2021 when Marvel was in a period of serious expansion on the big screen and on streaming. It was a direct spin-off from Black Panther and its sequel Wakanda Forever. Unlike fellow animated series X-Men 97, What If, and your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, the Todd Harris created series has the advantage of being set in Marvel's sacred timeline, aka the main continuity of the MCU. 4 years later, the 4-episode series is debuting on August 1st after jumping around the schedule a bunch of times. And while it is beautifully animated and voice acted and features some thrilling connections to the MCU, the big problem is that at 4 sub-30-minute episodes, there's just not enough of the show to really dig into. Granted, that's not the worst problem a show can have, that you want more of it. But the short length of the season unfortunately doesn't do the exciting premise any favors. The gist of the show, which is set up in the first episode into the Lion's Den, is that there's yet another secret faction of Wakandan warriors beyond the Dora Milaje, the Hatut Zaraz, aka War Dogs, whose job it is to head to the outside world and protect Wakandan secrets and interests. They've actually been depicted in the movies before. Njobu, Suri, Nakia were all members of the War Dogs, but here, thanks to a rogue war dog named the Lion, played by Cress Williams, we're following members of the organization who are seeking to retake relics he stole from the home country throughout time, ranging from 1260 BC to 1869 AD. It's a pretty broad period in which to set a show, and as set up in the premiere, there are dozens of potential artifacts to be found throughout history. The problem is that the show allows for 3 of them, given that the premiere is a pilot episode. Each episode also jumps through time dramatically, meaning the main character or characters that you've been following in one episode is likely long dead by the time you get to the next one. Though Harris and crew do a nice job of making sure that there are connections made throughout the history of the organization for the whole ethos of legacy from Black Panther and Wakanda Forever. But by the time we get to the finale, which is thrilling for fans of the MCU in ways that I will not spoil here, there's essentially been 2 anthology episodes, 2 mythology episodes, and then the show is over. It's unfortunate because the endlessly malleable premise is the sort of thing that could thrive in an 8, 10, or preferably 22 episode season that allows for more connections and more returning characters to create emotional bonds with as a viewer, versus the pure anthology of establishing a character and premise in 20-ish minutes, subtracting time for credits, and then moving on to the next thing. Of the episodes we do get, they're all pretty solid. The characters eschew the 2D, 3D, blended style of What If for a more traditional Disney look, melded with lush and fully realized backgrounds. Given Harris's own background as storyboard artist for Marvel and everything from both Black Panther movies and Shang-Chi and Spider-Man Far From Home and many, many more, this approach makes a lot of sense and is reminiscent of the tack taken by the recent Hulu movie, Predator: Killer of Killers. That aimed to provide the experience of looking at a beautiful piece of concept art in every frame, so too does Eyes of Wakanda look gorgeous whenever you pause it and when it's moving too. The action is also expertly staged, and for those curious about whether they can watch this with the kids, it's pretty brutal. It's not all blood and guts level of the aforementioned Predator movie, but the War Dogs don't hesitate to kill when necessary, and those kills are shown on screen clearly and specifically, given it's mostly hand-to-hand combat or done with blades. And the voice work is excellent across the board as well. Williams is a standout as Rogue War Dog the Lion in the first episode, his deep growl perfectly providing a villainous bent to the baddie. Jacques Coleman is very fun as Basha, a much more lighthearted war dog in the third episode, and Anika Nani Rose, who you probably know best as Princess Tiana from Princess and the Frog, plays a surprise character in the final episode that is so exciting you'll be begging for a spin-off from the spin-off. The unfortunate part here is that despite the excitement and even the awesome introduction of an Iron Fist into the MCU, all apologies to Finn Jones, relegating this to 4 episodes makes it feel like one of the DVD one-shots that Marvel Studios used to make, a fun extra rather than the main event. With a little more time and more episodes, Eyes of Wakanda could have been on the same level as the Black Panther movies that spawned it, and hopefully it does well enough that Marvel picks it up for a longer, heftier second season. As is, though, given the scant length, it'll be hard to keep eyes on this show before they flip over to something else. All 4 episodes of Eyes of Wakanda premiere August 1st, 2025 on Disney+. Let us know what you're excited about with the show in the comments below.